Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna skip the usual intro. Hi, it's me, THC guy. And I'm just gonna skip right to it. I'm in my garage. I'm not in the usual recording spot. I'm just getting high as fuck in my garage. And I'm gonna record a video on my phone. And I wouldn't record it this way had I not had a lot of thoughts on my mind. So, on this channel, I like to have a jovial spirit about marijuana. I like to, hang too high at an amusement park, the whole Goblin, Luna, it's CBD bro, that sort of thing. And yeah, that's all well and good, but there was a video released by XO0, and I want to kind of address some of that, because I hope I'm not contributing to a part of, I love, okay, disclaimer, I love getting high. I don't see anything wrong with getting high. So I'm not going to be, judgmental with this. But there are some drawbacks to getting too high all the time. And this is just where I feel I need to lay down the law, because it's all shits and giggles till someone giggles and shits. And that's what happened. I had a very close friend of mine lose his life, and part of it was due to an addiction to something stronger than marijuana, because he wasn't getting high off marijuana enough anymore. And so I want to address this problem so a lot of you don't end up like that. And to do that, I'm going to tell you my worst experience with marijuana. I'm going to stop calling it marijuana because I sound like a fucking fed. My worst experience with weed, bud, kush, nug. It was... And it started September 12th, 2023. I was at the University of Louisville, and I had made very little friends there. I was getting ready to enroll in a second semester, but I didn't know anybody. I was just starting to make friends. And when I didn't have anybody to go hang out with during the week, what I'd do is I'd just get high in my car or in my dorm room. And, I did that pretty much every day. And that led to me, that combined with the lack of social interaction, because really all that I got during the week was just when I went home and hung out with my actual friends 2 hours away. And so that would lead to me getting something called bubble hash. And bubble hash is a very high percentage THC wax. And this day I just didn't care about myself. I was very sad. And so I had my bubble hash. It didn't stink up my dorm room, so I could just lay in bed doing rip after rip. And I did that. And I ordered DoorDash. And so I ate 4 Chipotle burritos that day. And that'll come up later. So I just really just got high in bed and watched Suits. That was really all I did. And then once I went to sleep, I woke up and I didn't remember a lot from the night before. And then when I woke up, I went to take a pill because I had a headache. And then when I did that, I threw up several times. And I was able to get some in the trash can, but a lot of it went on the floor of my rented dorm room and it was all there. So, what could I do? I called my dad. He told me to go to an urgent care, which I did. I had to drive myself because I couldn't figure out how to work the Uber. I guess I'm just an old man. And then when I got there, they said I could have some sort of upper respiratory infection. I waited there for probably an hour and a half. Current healthcare system, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, after I did that, I went back to my dorm room, I remember, and my dad came, and he helped me clean up, and then he took me home. He didn't know he was going to take me home that day. I asked him to. And on the way back, he asked me, did you throw up any last night? And I said no. And so, what did you do yesterday? And I said, I ate a lot. That might have been part of it. And then he said, were you on any of the marijuana? And I said, begrudgingly, yes. And then he said, I'm starting to like this kid less and less. That's referring to Marshall. Let's get some incense lit. Ever since the day he found out I was smoking, he's blamed Marshall as the bad influence. He still does. He probably always will. It's just a fact of life. There's going to be those friends that your parents don't like. And honestly, now, I think my dad actually kind of likes him. Like, now that he knows we're genuine friends and not just like smoking buddies, I think he actually does like him now. So, yeah. But back then, not so much. And so, after that, I kind of confessed everything. And I admitted to him that I felt like I was a bad person. And that I felt like I deserved to die. And he tried to save me from that, and we talked, and I cried for about 40 minutes, solid. And then we got home, and I went to bed, and that was pretty much the end of it. And then that morning, I had an appointment with my counselor, and after that, I talked to her about what happened, and she suggested I might be bipolar, and she said that I should be hospitalized. So, I packed my things. My dad took me to this place called The Ridge. And once you go to a psych ward, the lobby looks like a hospital. And it's behind these double doors that are very secure. So, after you sign in and do all that nonsense, there's about a 4-hour processing. Sign in when you go to a psych ward where they just ask you a bunch of questions and you have to wait in a bunch of waiting rooms. And then once you do that, you get to the main area where there's a TV, there's the bedrooms, and there's the medicine table. That's about it. I was on antidepressants at the time, so I still needed my medicine. And I was also on blood pressure medication. I did that. I'm playing with this fucking toy revolver right now. Why is it jammed? There we go. And so after that, I went to watch TV, and I was in this place, and there were people I thought that looked like crackheads and just crazy people, and I was scared that I might be in some sort of danger, because all that I had connecting me to the outside world is a fucking, touch-tone phone in the lobby. So I could get maybe a smidge of privacy back there. And so I was in here with criminals, crackheads, meth heads, every kind of head, and, people who were mentally disabled. I should be more politically correct. But I quickly went to sleep, and then when we got up, for pretty much the whole, time, you just do these, group therapy sessions where you just talk about your feelings, and, it's therapeutic, I'll give them that, but other than that, you just eat, have downtime where you can sleep or watch TV, and you have smoke breaks where you can go outside for a minute, and I didn't even smoke. If they would have let me smoke that good there, then I would have, but I was under the impression that my dad was making me quit. So I was feeling pretty down for the next couple days. And then this girl, call her Krista, she checked in, and she was very nice, actually. She was addicted to fentanyl and I think Heron, what I'm talking about, that dog food. And I also met this one lady, we'll call her Mia, and she was really nice. She looked like a drug addict, but she was really nice. And I got along with people who confessed to me that they had done meth in their life, and people who had been to jail. And that's not surprising now because, I've, in another video we'll tackle this, but, I've been to jail, officially. And so I'm not snooty anymore. But I was talking with them that we liked all the same shows: Breaking Bad, Barry, The Sopranos, just great shows. And we were talking about movies we liked, like Horrible Bosses and Step Brothers, and actors we liked, actors we didn't like. And I got along with a lot of them, and we just talked and talked all day. And then it happened. So I had doctors recommend to me that I should quit smoking. And I have doctors that recommended me that, it's fine to smoke once in a while. So, when you're in that kind of between zone, I guess, I just want to be like, I just was telling my dad, hey, I think weed is actually good for me, but I overdid it. And he's like, no, it's not good for you. And then the next day, I was calling him 3 times a day at this point. And the next day, I'm like, dude, if you ever want to touch weed again, you need to convince him to let you smoke. So I was on the phone, and I'm like, hey, Dad, I overdid it, but I really do like weed. And I think if I do it in small doses, it'll make me more motivated, more happy, more social. And he's like, I think that there's some truth to that. We'll try it out. Give me a month. And I'm like, bet. And, I know that, this is an anti-drug story, but it's not officially an anti-drug story, but I'm just saying you can overdo it and take it too far, and it can end badly. So once I got out, I went back to school, did my homework, and then I ended up switching to online classes and living at home. So I got off my 3-week tolerance break, and that night I got so fucking high. it was so great. And I'll probably end up having to take a tea break, by law soon. So once I get off that, your boy is going crazy. Alright. Well, anyway, that's my story, guys. Just be careful. Do it in moderation. And if you ever need any help at all with depression, anxiety, or suicidal thoughts, there are helplines. And don't, I've, talked to these helplines, So if I can do it, you can do it. All right? So the numbers will be in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Every day's a good day to be alive.